Market ends a choppy session at record highs as the Sensex and the Nifty settled at fresh highs for the 4 consecutive sessions. Nifty IT ends over 2% higher after scaling new highs, adds over 81,000 crore rupees in investor wealth. Infosys Q1 result net profit beats estimates. Revenue guidance for fiscal 2025 is at 3 to 4%, while operating margin is expected to grow at 20 to 22%. The Karnataka government withholds the bill reserving jobs for locals. The bill mandated all private companies in the state to reserve 70% of non-management roles and 50% of management-level jobs for locals. Royal Enfield's Guerrilla 450 throws an open challenge to Bajaj. Is Triumph 400, but will it work? A detailed comparison on the show. Good evening and welcome. You're watching The Big Story on NDTV Profit and I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Now, after facing heavy backlash, Karnataka government has paused the controversial employment quota bill. Earlier, the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah announced a cabinet decision for 50% quota in admin roles and 71% in non-admin roles. Now, the announcement invited sharp criticism from industry leaders. As the pressure mounted on the government, they came up with a fresh update that it's still in preparation stage. Let's hear Priyank Kharge's response to this.
Well, see, it is the quota bill that was drafted by the Labour Department. They have to have interministerial consultations, industry body consultations. That has not happened from the Labour Department. So we'll have a wider consultation. We will ensure that we provide the best skill sets for our local people to ensure that they are employed better, not only here, but across the globe.
Was the Congress government in a panic mode? Within 24 hours, it changes its stand, reverses it?
No, see, it's a draft bill. It was not a bill that has come to the House and passed. The rules have been framed. Nothing of that sort has happened. It is the Labour Department's intention. That there's nothing wrong with intending that more locals get jobs. Andhra Pradesh has passed similar bills. Haryana has passed similar bills. Jharkhand has passed. Even Maharashtra had done something similar. All have not stood the test of law. And it's just matter. We will figure out everything. We'll take the industry bodies into confidence and we'll see what needs to be done. Whatever gaps are there, we will ensure it is filled.
Now, Manish Sabharwal, the Vice Chairman of Team Lease Services, spoke about whether there's a need for job reservation in the private sector at all.
This idea of reservations is complex, even politically, because while it does create constituencies and remove some injustices, you can't discriminate in favor of somebody without discriminating against somebody else. So I do think that, back to my Diet Coke, there are no tastes without the calories. If we really want to address the concerns of kids, I mean, maybe in 6 months or 1 year, you can get some political brownie points for some reservations. And this has traditionally been in government, but the government no longer has the fiscal space to create jobs.
And let's now look at how the industry has reacted to this bill. Biocon founder Kiran Majumdar-Shaw took to X, stating that such reservations must not affect the state's leading position in technology. Andhra Pradesh's IT Minister Nara Lokesh replied to the IT industry body NASSCOM's post on social media. He invited IT companies which wanted to exit Bengaluru to set up shop in Vizag in Andhra Pradesh. And CEO of PhonePe, Sameer Nigam, too criticized the Karnataka government with this post. He wrote about growing up all over the country and his father working in the Navy. He questioned why his children did not deserve jobs in their home city of Bengaluru, despite their father providing over 25,000 jobs across India. And Tamanna, in fact, spoke earlier to Mohandas Pai, the chairman of Arvind Capital. He talked about his views against job reservation in Karnataka. Here's a slice of that conversation.
We've been speaking about the Karnataka reservation issue, and Mohandas Pai is joining us now for his perspective. One of the first voices that had come in speaking very, very clearly against it. Mr. Pai, great to have you on NDTV Profit.
Thank you.
Just talking about, and of course the Karnataka government has very quickly responded to all of the criticism that came in. They backtracked on it, etc. Just want to understand, why do you think this keeps popping up state after state again and again?
Well, I think it's a failure of the states to meet the requirements of the constituencies in terms of jobs creation. States are creating a large number of jobs. The data says it all. The Provident Fund data, which has come there for 75 months, every month, shows that large-scale job creation is taking place. Karnataka is among the top 3 highest job creators in the country after Maharashtra. And I think jobs are coming. But you see, the problem is the state government is not able to get data. They don't look at data at all. We produced a Karnataka jobs report about nearly 1 year back. I don't think the Chief Minister others have read it. I don't think the Labour Minister has read it. They don't read this report. They need data. And they need to have a Department of Employment, not a Department of Labor, to make sure that employment generation happens. And employment generation has to be promoted. They must gather data, they must train people, and they must make sure that a lot of people get jobs. They must have job mail, a lot of promotion work. They don't do that. They must have internships, they must have apprenticeship, invest money, and reform higher education, etc. They take the easy way out, saying we'll pass a law, we'll reserve jobs to everybody, and Thalia and all that kind of stuff just to show we are doing something. Then it goes to court and the court will state. It's happened in multiple states because the failure of the government to actually promote job creation. I don't know why they do it. I mean, the labor department has become an enforcement department. Many of the labor inspectors become corrupt. They go and knock on people, try to nitpick to make money. They harass people. And they're one of the major reasons why formal employment is not taking place. Because their job seems to be to harass people, to control people, whereas states should promote employment. Large-scale employment is taking place in India today as per data, in the formal sector, not in the rural sector. And I think it's important for them to have right policies and promote employment, which they're not doing. So they take the easy way out, give some subsidies here, throw a few crumbs, instead of making sure people are empowered through education and skill for jobs.
No, so the question is about quotas for locals in the private sector. Now the other side of this, because now we've seen the politics within Karnataka flare up. The BJP, which is in opposition in the state, says, why did you back out? You must implement it. What about jobs for locals, which is an issue? It's clearly an emotive issue in the state.
No, jobs are an emotive issue in every state in this country. It's not about insider or outsider, right? You're in Mumbai, it's an emotive issue. In Delhi, I don't know what the issues are because Delhi is very separate. Even in Bengal, it will be an issue. In Tamil Nadu, it will be an issue. It will be an issue. The government should communicate and say what they're doing for jobs. And jobs will not come unless you have investment. Jobs will not come unless you have employers. Jobs will not come unless people come and there are trained people. So government must spend money on training people who are locals, on investing in higher education. Karnataka is a job surplus state as per data. More formal jobs are being created than the people graduating as far as educated people are concerned. I'm not saying 100% of them get jobs. Many of them don't get jobs because they don't get good education. But they must promote it. They don't promote it. And then also, you see, in a large number of jobs in the formal sector, the pay is low. The pay is low because, we have surplus people coming into the workforce. India is going through a youth bulge. And the youth bulge will be there for the next 10 years. And after that, it will taper off. But that youth bulge, we have to consider, we have to grow faster. It's happening. We are much better today than 5 years ago. 5 years ago, we're much better than the previous 5 years. But governments have to promote, and they have to take care of the local people. They have to give them better education. For example, gross enrollment rate in Karnataka is only 36. Tamil Nadu is 49. So how can Tamil Nadu be 49? Tamil Nadu has more educated people graduating, and maybe, they also get jobs there. A large number will get jobs.
So
I think it's a lack of employment promotion.
Okay, so now the response that has come is that we'll find a solution which takes care of the issues of locals getting jobs as well as industry. What could the solution be? Because at the end of it, and you're right, this is in every state, but it is about jobs for Kannadigas.
See, the solution is, in Karnataka, we have a peculiar problem. Not a peculiar problem, it's a national problem. In the south of Karnataka, in the old Mysore area, there are more jobs than people, and people have to migrate. In the north of Karnataka, we have more people coming in the workforce. There are not enough jobs. There is no service sector in the north of Karnataka, not much of industrialization. So they must promote industrialization. They must have an incentive program to create industry hubs in the north of Karnataka. That's where the jobs are required, right? People come down to the south. Bangalore is getting crowded. We see many people coming down. And I think it's important for them to have a holistic understanding of what needs to be done and promote. For example, there are different kinds of jobs. There's something called labor-intensive jobs, which can be given to people who are not very skilled. So, it should be done in the north of Karnataka where there are more jobs. We have a labor-intensive job policy for 10 years in Karnataka, not implemented. Then we need industry. We should have greater industry in the north of Karnataka. There's land available, labor available, and they must come out with a program and promote that. And then you must also make sure we build better infrastructure in the north of Karnataka. They must improve the railway network. They must build a tunnel through the port to Mangalore because it's very tortuous getting there. In the south, they must promote high-tech industries because the south we have garments, we have all kind of industry, but we don't have labor. In the south, labor comes from outside. So I think there's a lot of the complicated thing. They must come out with a great strategy, divide the state into 3 or 4 regions and work on specific policies, make investment decisions. What this government has done is they've given 60,000 crores of freebies. So there's no money. No money for roads, no money for infrastructure, not enough money for education, not enough money for skills. They gave us 60,000 crores. And now they're feeling the pinch because people are saying, where's the money for development? Where's the money for the roads? Where's the money for the railways? Where's the money for higher education? Where's the money for skill development? They don't have money. So what do they do? Pass a legislation and say, oh, we're giving you reservation, we're giving you this and harass people. This is very wrong.
Yeah.
Now, industry doesn't come to Karnataka. What will happen to our young people?
You've seen Andhra Pradesh already making overtures saying that if you're concerned, come to us. So that competitive politics will go on. Thank you so much, Mohandas Pai, for joining us today.
All right, it's time for a very short break, but do stay with us. Coming up next is Profit 360.